HerFrica is the kindest lady that I've ever met in my entire life. Her amicable personality and her warm heart is something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So when she invited me for a coffee date, I couldn't think twice. This is a date that led me into the world beyond her beautiful smile. A world decorated by tears, sweat, and blood. So when she was 5 years, she witnessed her dad beat up the mom until the mom was unconscious. Then the dad went and took diesel and poured on the mom's body in an attempt to lynch her. Luckily, the neighbor intervened and took the mom to the hospital and took the kids to their grandmother. So when the mom recovered, she went into the city in search of employment. After 1 year of hardship, luckily she landed a job as a PTA teacher where she was paid 20,000 shillings. This enabled her to get a one-room house where she could live with the kids. So she brought the kids to the city. But the kids could not start schooling immediately because they could only communicate in their mother tongue. So they had to stay home for 1 year to learn the national language. So 6 months later, HerFrica's uncle dropped out of school and came to the city in search of employment. So the uncle started living with them in that one-room house, which was partitioned by a silky black curtain. And so the mom had to take some extra classes and also start tutoring so that she could raise enough money to take care of her 2 kids and the uncle. So one day the mom was at work, HerFrica's brother was in the field nearby playing. HerFrica's uncle called her into the house. Then he locked the door behind her. He ordered HerFrica to get behind the curtain, which was used as the bed. Then the uncle closed the door behind her. HerFrica was terrified. Then the uncle ordered her to get behind the silky black curtain that partitioned the room into 2. So HerFrica followed the orders. The uncle then came and blocked her mouth. He then forced her on the mattress that was on the floor. HerFrica tried to save herself, but she couldn't. The uncle was too powerful for her. Then the uncle tore HerFrica's cloth and forced himself into her. HerFrica cried in pain, but there was no one to help. So when the uncle was done, he took a machete and held it against HerFrica's neck. She promised to chop off the neck if HerFrica ever told anyone about the incidents of that day. When the uncle was done, he forced HerFrica to lick the blood off the mattress, and HerFrica obeyed because she didn't have any other. So from then onwards, these incidents opened a new chapter into HerFrica's life. She was traumatized and depressed. She hated everyone around her. She became paranoid of every person who seated next to her or called her. But the mom never noticed the change in her behavior because she was busy making ends meet. She says her worst moments came every time the mom asked the uncle to take her to school and back. And the uncle always insisted on carrying her in his arms. So every time when she was cool and other kids celebrated at the end of the day, when it was time to go home, she cried because she couldn't imagine the uncle who molested her is still the one who carried her and pretended to care. So time went by, and when she was 13, the mom noticed the change in her character. So she took her to a counselor. Then HerFrica opened up as the counselor tried to help her uncover all the pain that she held in her heart for 8 years. The mom apologized to her and she forgave the mom, but the damage had been done. HerFrica had grown up to be paranoid. And so anytime when anyone tried to get into her circle, she would just put on a wide smile to put them away, rather than welcome them into her world. Sadly, this betrayal story is for many ladies in our society. And the worst thing about betrayal is it never comes from strangers. The problem with organizations that deal with rape only teach the ladies only how to fight the men who intend to rape them. But they don't teach men how not to rape our ladies. We need to teach our men that ladies should be looked at or should be viewed with dignity and not just as objects to satisfy our sexual desires. This is a rose for every lady out there who is struggling with something in her life. We'd like you to know that we love you and we appreciate your effort to always hold strong, even in times of difficulty. We'd like you to know that we always fight for your right